Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Polybridge. There are no new levels. I just felt like doing something a little bit different and checking out the sandbox mode, as many of you talked about. This is where you can create your own levels. So I know not all of you have this game and don't know the ins and outs of it, but I thought that I would share this with you a little bit. So there is a way to create your own levels, and I was hoping, fingers crossed, that you'd be able to edit the level whilst playing on it, which it turns out that you can actually do, which is going to be awesome because we just want to have fun building some bridges, doing some wacky stuff. This isn't about creating a challenge and then beating it. What I want to do in this video is come up with a bit of a, what would you call it, a gold Ruberg machine type bridge maybe? I don't know what's going to be possible, but I've been learning about this. So, things that we can do, we can drag an anchor point into the world and just sort of plop it down. We can have one there and one up there if we really want. We can bring in these balloons. Let's actually put that where the anchor point is, so that makes a little bit more sense. And we can drag this thing across, so we can make a pretty big level with this. You can also drop in chunks of land. I think you can sort of tile them next to each other a little bit here. You can raise the height of them, lower them down again, which is all cool. To get rid of them though, aha, right click delete, awesome. So you can do all of that. You can also add a ramp over here at the beginning, which I definitely want to do. I think having the car come down a ramp really fast is going to be a lot more fun. And we can also add this little thing, which we've seen time and time again when we've played Polybridge. So actually I just want to delete that. So, oh, you can change the width. Ah, and the height. Wow, did not know that. Can we do that with this as well? Oh my days, okay. I didn't know this. I checked this out a little bit, but now we've discovered a few more things by the looks of it. So let's change. Oh my god. Go on then. We'll do that. We'll do that. And what else was there on this menu? This rocky thing over here I think is going to put, yeah, big old rock in the middle. Apparently we can't change the height of that, maybe with this menu. There you go. That's how you do it. So I wonder if this big landmass here has a menu. Oh, they've sort of grouped together a little bit there. No, those don't have menus. Okay, so this one. Do you have a menu? No, apparently not. Cool, so you've seen a bunch of stuff right there. Then what we need to do is create an event. So we go down here, create new, vehicle, ship, hydraulic phase. We've seen this throughout the game. If we select a vehicle like, let's see, what one's going to be nice and fast? There is like a race car, isn't there? Sports car. Let's select that one. And you can see it appears on the map and we can place it wherever we like. We're going to put it up the top here though. And then if we... oh, that was silly. I thought you had to right click on it. Apparently not. So we'll bring that back. Maybe you right click on it here. Yes, look at that. Speeds. You can set the speed up to 500%. So this thing is going to go stupidly fast basically. And then what you can do is switch to build mode. So you can see here it's like we're playing a level. If we start the simulation, this thing... oh my god! It made it to the other side! What do you mean level failed? What do you mean? I want to go back here. So now what we can do is go to sandbox mode. I think it sort of went over the end, didn't it? Oh my god, did we actually like complete the level with no bridge? Yes! Yes, that is the best victory ever. You can't script that. I can't believe that actually happened. Okay, yeah, so obviously that was pretty cool, but we're here to have a little bit of fun. So everything is kind of unlimited. Unlimited materials, unlimited budget, and you can do whatever you like. We turn off the grid as well. So we could create some sort of ramp here if we wanted to. And already I'm thinking, do you know what, that's never going to fly. Even if we connect all of this up together, it'll probably be a little bit difficult. But I am feeling lazy, so we can switch to sandbox mode. And for the sake of having fun, we could put in a couple of anchor points like this. Now this isn't what I want to do. I don't want to have floating anchor points everywhere, but I do want to be able to make decent use of them, let's say. Right, so now we can hook all of this stuff up using steel, which means it's going to be really, really strong. And for that one at the top, we'll make it something like that. And then over here, something like so. That looks pretty good. Let's also do that as well. So that should be really, really solid. Let's see what happens. And it's all about just... wow. Oh my god! We did a flip and landed. This is so much fun. I didn't expect it to get destroyed, but you can see, you know, we can do whatever we want. So I was thinking about, you know, bridges with hydraulic phases and doing all sorts of cool stuff. And I don't think we're going to go for something with, you know, crazy amounts of speeds and big jumps to get started here. What we're actually going to go and do is delete all of this stuff. I'd like to have a slower moving car and a decent like starting area, not something with a massive ramp like this, and create some sort of interesting bridge using hydraulics. But of course I need to figure out what it is I want to do first. So I'm going to have a little think and we'll come back and I'll probably have built something already. So switching back and forth between sandbox and build mode causes some issues. Look at this. Just immediately collapses. That's completely useless. Well, I can't even rebuild this bridge. It's a real shame because basically what it did is sort of curl up into itself, which looked really cool. But now what it does is break. And it doesn't matter how many times I try to redo this, just breaks every time. So I think what we're probably going to do is start a new level. Oh dear. Okay, this time it works, and I've just done the events down here, so I'm hoping that won't mess anything up. And then I gave myself an idea here as I was arranging these around. What if we created a scenario where you only have one piston phase, and then the boats have to go underneath, and then the second car has to go across? So you have to design a bridge that first of all is in one shape, then morphs into another one. And of course you could make it the second shape and have no hydraulics, but that would miss the point of a fun challenge, wouldn't it? So let's start the simulation. It looks like it's going to work. Also, those things are there and that looks really odd. I guess the game is still in development, as many games are that we play these days. And that one goes through. Oh, I think I made them go through one by one instead of at the same time. So the second one goes through, and the way this folds up just looks really cool, doesn't it? And then they plop back down and connect, I hope. I haven't actually seen if it works when the second car goes across, but there you go, it does. So that's really cool. I like it. But as I said, I think we got ourselves a little bit of a challenge here, and it's not finishing because it needs to push the next car out of the way. But yeah, just minor little issue right there. So that was pretty cool. Let's now make a new level. And like I said, we're going to have one bridge that goes across, then it needs to transform itself to a shape that another car can come across, and it'll be, you know, starting from the same point and finishing as well. Alright, are you ready to see the magic? Let's do this. And no, the magic isn't going to be seen straight away. This is like the first working prototype, or not actually working, but look at that. And no, you've overshot it. Well, actually, it's pretty close, isn't it? But this slope is just way too much. And this thing's going to have to be a lot lower, isn't it? So what I've got to do is really just sort of adjust each of these. In fact, can we watch that one more time? Look at the way that wobbles at the top there. It needs securing. Oh, I love the way that this folds up. We just need a slope that's not so aggressive. So I reckon one piece of road in the middle. And what was it I wanted to look at? So you can get up the first bit, but no chance in hell of the second one. So probably needs to be about half that kind of gradient. So at the moment everything is set to 50%. So if we set them all to 25, it might come up to a better sort of height. And also we want to have a single road piece probably around here in the middle. Except that's not in the middle, is it? If we drag it over like that. Ha, there you go. So it kind of looks off-centered a little bit, but it's not. If we drag the steel, can it go to there? It can, and it can go to there as well. So in order for this thing not to wobble, what we need to do is connect it. And I think we'll do that with cable on either side. That should look pretty cool. So now that shouldn't wobble. Anyway, I'm going to go through and set all of these to 25%. Okay, they are all set to 25, so we can start this simulation. And if this works, I'm going to be chuffed. But I feel like it will probably take a few more attempts. So there it goes. I like that. Will it hold this car going across? It looks like it will. Alright, so 25 is too little, I guess. We'll probably try 30. The annoying thing is, I've got to go and do this individually for each and every one of them. However, I have learnt now that zooming in helps tremendously. And this one here is expanding, yes. Okay, here we go. And by the way, it supports a bus in that run. I doubt it would in the next one, but who knows. This is made out of steel and hydraulics can be pretty strong. So it kind of sags a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe these ones right here need adjusting. Yeah, so they are the ones that are furthest out, and they are, let's see, expanding by 30%. So maybe if these two expanded by 20, it might just hold out a little bit better at the ends there. Look how finicky this is. 20, there we go. Right, let's try this again. Do you know what we could do? We could just take the first car out for testing and jump straight to the second phase, but I don't want to go back to the map editor because sometimes that messes up. Well, that is ridiculously close, and I think we're sort of on the money right there. So what did we do? 20 expands from 30, so let's go to 18. That's probably not enough. Let's push it to 15. 15 on either side, and maybe that'll just be it. Come on, 15. If it's slightly higher as well, that's probably going to work for the car going over onto this bit, but not for the other way. Anyway, let's see what it does. Can it do it? Oh, that looks amazing. I think it's got to be less. I think it's got to be less still. But it kind of goes over, and we did it. Incredible. Incredible. Alright, so what did we say? It needs to be less still. Let's set it to 13 on either side. And we'll know that that will probably work. Now I'm going to go back to Sandbox, and after the hydraulics we're going to add in a boat first of all. Or actually the boat can go at the same time as the car, can't it? So let's see. Well, a large one will probably work. Let's put that in at the same time. And here we go. So we're going to switch to build mode. We're going to start, and I'm going to pray that this doesn't break like it sometimes does when you switch between modes. Ah, but the boat's going to come out. Oh no, it's going to come out just after, isn't it? I thought it was going to come out at the same time for a second. There you go, so the boat goes through and cars can still go over. One at a time maybe, and that is absolutely brilliant. I'm definitely saving this level. I think that was a lot of fun to do. I'm really annoyed because it started bugging out, and once it does this, it doesn't seem that there's a way back. And what I wanted to do was try and just redesign what I've done a little bit so it uses less of the budget and actually make it a map and submit it, which I thought would be really cool. If we go to build mode, you can see 38,000, and you know, I've changed some of the materials over. I haven't had a chance to test them, but it's just going to break every single time now, and I can't seem to fix that because it's kind of bugged out switching between the two modes. So what I'm going to do is go back to this one, and what I'm going to do is change the budget to 35. And I reckon that's going to be doable, and I'm not going to put any sorts of limits on these over here either. Although what we could do actually, and would be quite important, is to set a limit on the roads, because we want to encourage people to do this and not just to sort of build their own little path over, although I don't think it's actually going to make a difference. But we've got 4 on either side, so 9 in total. So if we go, yeah, I don't think that's going to make any difference, but we'll put 9 as the limit on road. Or do I have to type it in? Does that say ED? It does. 9, there we go. Road limit of 9, 35,000. There's a challenge. You saw that I sort of didn't get to test it with 38,000, so hopefully that is actually possible. That's my challenge to you guys. We're going to save this one. I'm going to call it Asuma Challenge 1 actually, now that I've set up this. I'm going to save that and submit it to the workshop. You can only submit to Steam Workshop if it is original solution, is not over budgeted or resources. Well, fingers crossed that that one's going to be possible, because this has messed up a little bit. I don't know if it submits it with all of this. I hope not. And that actually doesn't work, does it? Oh, okay, so you have to provide a solution first, and my one's over budget and it's bugged out. Brilliant. Okay, no spoilers, but if you go to the Steam Workshop and look for Asuma's Challenge 01, you can find this. Now, it kept bugging out after I loaded this, and it's just bugged out right now, so I just managed to get this thing done. But I also redesigned the bridge, and I managed to get the budget under 27,000, and so the challenge is there for you if you want to try this yourself, which is why we are zoomed out like this, because I don't want to spoil the bridge. Anyway, we're going to go back to the main menu. I'm going to leave this one as a shorter video today, because I want to get some feedback. Did you enjoy this one? If you did, leave a like to let me know. And if you want to see some more stuff like this, where we mess around designing our own bridges for our own levels, then let me know, comment down below, and leave some suggestions for ideas as well, as I'm going to be rattling my brain, thinking about a bunch of cool ways to do bridges, and then we can do those in the coming episodes. Anyway, that's going to be it from me this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.